All right, today we are checking out Cockroach Creek Greenway Nature Preserve. Apparently this is a brand new or relatively new, maybe just a couple years old nature preserve here in Hillsborough County. And on the main road, there were some geocaches that I went ahead and kind of cleared out. And so there are a couple of them in this park as well. So we're just gonna see what we can get today. Driving here, honestly, it looked pretty bad. You can see here, see how it's kind of like all sandy. That's what the reviews pretty much said for this place as well, where it's a lot of sugar sand. And also the the west part of it where I came from was just all open, no trees or anything. So there are two loops. So I think this is the 1 mile loop here, and then behind us there is a 2¼ mile loop. So most likely I'm just gonna do the 1 mile loop today, but we'll see. I want to clear this park out of all the geocaches as well. So it'll just depend on where the geocaches are in the park. I think that they're all on the 1 mile trail versus the big 2¼ mile trail. And again, it's supposed to all be sugar sand. It was all open and it's hot. It's 85 degrees right now in the middle of December. And so it's just not somewhere or not something I want to be doing, to be honest, when it's this hot out. So let's go take a look. Let's see what this place is all about, and we'll grab a couple geocaches while we're here. All right, so the first trail that you come across is the red trail. So the red trail is going to be the 1 mile trail, and the blue trail will be the one that is about 2¼ miles. So as you can see, it's pretty much just grassy. And there are a few geocaches. I think there are going to be 3 that we're going to go for today. So we're not going to do, I don't think we're going to do any complete loops. We'll see. But again, this is just kind of a little exploration in a new place that we've never been to before. This is kind of in the middle of nowhere. And so maybe this video will give a little more exposure to this more rural park. But we'll see if we can find any animals or anything like that. Right as I was, actually there's a geocache right at the entrance. We'll get that last, because as I was looking for it, a Hillsborough County Parks Department employee had come in, and yeah, that's always a little awkward when you're looking for geocaches when someone's right there looking at you, but that's okay. It almost looks, I don't know if it is actually wetlands over here, but I believe the red trail is going to loop all the way around that, and it does kind of look like some sort of wetland, so maybe we will end up doing the red trail. It also looks pretty nicely shaded over there as well. And I am currently training for my Nepal trip, so a lot of times when I go do these hikes on the weekends, they'll normally actually be longer than this. This is kind of just I'm just trying to get my feet wet and be more consistent about hiking and everything now. But I do have, it's hard to see, my backpack on. Right now I have about, not too much, like 10 or 15 pounds, but as the weeks progress, it's going to be higher and higher weights in my backpack, and also higher and higher distances that we're going to go out hiking together. All right, so I was actually incorrect. If you go on the red trail, you don't go around that wetlands over here. This is actually where the red trail meets. So I don't know. It kind of looks like it goes that way on my app, because on geocaching I could see where all the trails are. So it looks like you go in and you kind of go down. So most likely on the way back I'm going to do this trail, and then we'll end up back here. Okay, our first geocache is about 50 feet off the trail. So we're going to go into this lovely tall grass here and through, and then it should be over there somewhere. So let's go and take a look. I've been looking in this area for about 15 minutes or so, and I could not locate it, which is okay. So we are going to continue on the trail. A lot of these, because they're so rural, they haven't been found in a really long time. Like, I don't think this one has been found in about 9 months. So it's somewhere back there, but I usually give myself 10 or 15 minutes, and if I can't find it, we just move on. Now, if I was going to stay on the red trail, I would go straight, and you can see, maybe you can see, there is a gate all the way down at the end. However, we do have a geocache that is down this way, so we're going to do a little bit of the blue trail. Not too much of it. And then we'll head back, we'll head south on the red trail and loop around. So again, what this is saying is red trail, you're going to stay left, blue trail, you're going to go to the right. So let's go down this a little bit. We'll grab that geocache, or at least attempt to look for it, and then we'll head back to the red trail. We'll see if the blue trail changes at all, but I kind of like how wide it is. And you do have the sugar sand on this side, but you have plenty of nice, flat, firm ground as well to walk on. So it's really not too bad. And so far there has been a decent amount of shade as well. It's very obvious where the trails are since they're basically just, roadways. But they do a really good job of marking it. And at least that way you know, okay, I'm on the blue trail or I'm on the red trail. Here we're coming up on a really nice Spanish moss and oak tree canopy as well. So there definitely are some picturesque parts of this trail. Here's another area of the trail that's almost like that wetlands area. We are almost to the geocache. The mosquitoes are definitely super bad on this trail, as other people had indicated on alltrails.net. So you definitely do want to bring your bug repellent on this one as well. Here's another view of that wetland / grassy field. It really is quite picturesque. As we approach this corner or bend in the trail, the geocaching app is telling me that we need to go straight into these woods about 100 feet or so to get to the find, so let's go ahead. Now this was a pretty easy one. Whenever you get an area that has a bunch of trees with kind of like these forks in them, you kind of know it's going to be there. So this one is a larger one. It's a peanut butter jar. And this one said that it's a pin trading one. So let me put my phone down real quick. Sorry, let me open it up. And there is a bunch of stuff in here, but it is, see, like there's a lightning cars one. It is in really bad shape, so I'm not even going to sign this. I don't even want to open it, and I'm going to put a note in the geocache log that this one is super damp. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything to fix it, so I just have to let the owner know that this one's not in good shape. All right, back on the trail, we are going to head back to where we had branched off the red trail, then continue our trek south and complete the red loop. All right, we finally made it back to the main red trail. So if you wanted to go back to the parking lot, it's right down there. You can see right in the middle of the gates. But we are going to go right. We're going to go down to the end and then hook a left, and that's going to bring us on the red loop all the way back to where we started. We are now at the end of the preserve boundary, but don't worry, because all we have to do to keep on this red trail is just hook a left right here. So we'll see how shaded this trail is and how the conditions look like. But honestly, I may be proven wrong about this. There may be more than enough of kind of, like, look how shaded this is. This is great. So there may be more than enough shaded areas to justify a trip out here if you haven't been here yet. I mean, some of this is really beautiful. And again, even though you do have that sugar sand on the side, this is hard packed. This is pretty good. Mosquito on me. All right, so let's continue. We have one more geocache on this trail, and this trail will bring us back to the beginning. This is the 1 mile red loop. This is a trail that I definitely feel that if you did like first thing in the morning, you would definitely see wildlife on for sure. And hopefully it would be all good wildlife, like deer and not like wild hogs or anything like that. But this location is so remote, and next to it, there's just a, you see behind me, it's just a barbed wire fence. And so it's more undeveloped land as well. So you know there's going to be a lot of creatures going in and out of this entire area here. So if you're looking for wildlife, I think first thing in the morning, you definitely, or whenever I go on these trails later in the afternoon, you also see a lot of wildlife as well. As we turn that corner, I finally found our first wildlife on this trail. So we have a gopher tortoise here. Now keep in mind that these are endangered. You don't want to touch them. You don't want to mess with them at all. But pretty cool. You do see these pretty often on these trails. These and armadillos as well. Hi, little guy. We're also about 100 feet away from our next geocache. And to me, it's pretty obvious where it could be. It's most likely going to be in this palm tree right here. But let's go ahead and see if I can quickly find it. Unfortunately, this was another do not find for me. I looked around. You know, it doesn't help. Like, you don't really want to put too much time in it when you're getting eaten by bugs. You have, like, right now I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. There's prickers back there. It's just all kinds of, I was looking at my legs to see how many mosquitoes were on my legs. It's just not fun, you know, and so you don't really want to hang out. Also, the previous note said that the cache was actually, the container was broken, the lid was missing, so it might have completely broken by now as well. But no worries, we at least found one out here today, and along the main road, I had also found quite a few of them. So it is what it is. Especially in these places that don't get a lot of action, you just never know if something's going to be there or not when you head out. As we come around the corner away from the cache, we come across this, which is really interesting. So this is telling me that the red trail is this way, and I did actually verify this with my geocaching app because it does have the trails as well. So not sure where that leads. Not sure if it leads all the way around. Like on the map, it looks like it's an access road, but we do have here also where somebody put an arrow just to kind of verify that, hey, yeah, you need to go this way for the red trail. So here we go. Let's make our way back. This one looks pretty hard packed, the ground, but it does look like we'll be in the sunshine for the duration of this hike. So here we go. All right, so in the red trail, as you can see, this is pretty much typical Florida scrub. I feel like you could probably find some scrub jays in here, which would be pretty cool. But definitely not a place you'd want to be hiking in the middle of the summer. But no worries, because you can easily just walk back and backtrack on the other paths that we've already done and totally avoid this open area of sun and horribleness. Continuing on the red trail, we weren't in the blazing hot sun for too long, so it would be a trail that you could probably come on and be okay. But here we are butting up against what I thought was a big wetland that we would be going around on this trail. But instead, we do kind of keep to the south of it, and then this will link us right back to the main trail we came up on. So we're almost out of here. This actually has a pretty good diversity of different plant life and everything. And if you're looking for a place to go that no one else will be at, well, this is probably the place. As I suspected, this is wetlands here, and here you can see some moisture in the grasses. And this whole area where it's darker was all pretty wet. So definitely this is not a sneaker hike. You definitely want to be wearing some hiking shoes. And hey, since we're down here anyways, let's do a damage check on my legs. So we have some nice cuts. It's kind of hard to see all of the mosquito bites, but oh, look, there's a little mosquito right there. So that kind of gives you an idea of, again, what the trail conditions are like. If you're going off trail, what to expect as far as leg damage, for lack of a better term. But overall, yeah, I can't really complain about this one too much. This was much better than I thought it was going to be. But again, it's because I didn't go in the west part. And here, you can also see some tracks. Look like little deer hooves as well. So I think if you came here first thing in the morning or later in the day, you probably would see some deer. Back there, I thought that was the big wetlands patch. that was next to the main trail, but it wasn't. This is actually the large wetlands patch. And again, you could see how muddy this is. So definitely do not wear sneakers on this. I was almost sinking into the mud back there. So thank goodness I had on some hiking boots. But I don't know if you can hear me sloshing around as well. All right, and here we are back to the main trail. So we are going to get out of here now. So again, if you wanted to continue on, you could go left, do a loop, but we are going to head back. And there is the gate where we parked at. Also on our way out, I can show you right here, you have the maps. Here, let me hold it up to the screen. So you have the blue trail, okay? And all of this side over here was all in the sun. That's what I was trying to avoid. And then over here you have the red trail. We went to about right here. That's where that geocache was, and then we went back. So if you wanted to get a little extra than just the red trail in on your hike, if you went to at least here, you would definitely be okay. Okay, and I just wanted to show you one more geocache. So I knew it was somewhere over here, but sometimes these are hidden in plain sight. So as you can see, there's this little post here, and it's like, well, that's kind of weird. Well, if I lift it up, I'm not going to sign it because it's full of fire ants. But right here, on the 0, you can see the little baggie with the signature in it. So we're going to flip this back over. I'm not going to touch that at all because of the ants, but pretty cool. Like, geocaches definitely come in different shapes and sizes. Hey, thanks so much for going on this little hike with me today. I really do appreciate it that you watched this and you kind of explored some different places. Please do me a favor, I'm a very small channel, and hit that subscribe button, especially if you are into hiking and whatnot. I do have some pretty cool trips coming up. We will be in Nepal next year, fingers crossed, as long as everything goes okay with COVID, in April. And so that's why I'm doing more hikes now to start preparing for that trip. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the trail soon. Goodbye.